Hi and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's been a while since I last uploaded a vlog and there's a couple of reasons for that. One, I've been away. I was lucky enough to go on a river cruise, and secondly, when I came back off the cruise I felt quite dizzy. So yeah, I thought I needed some new glasses, which I do because I keep getting these notifications from my opticians, and when I went to have my eyes tested last week she said it was because I've been on the river cruise, and I said, well, there was no movement, and she said, no, you didn't realise there was movement, but there is. And it's taken me a week or two to get over it. It's just when I bent down and I got up quick, or when I lay down, it felt like I was on a waltzer. So anyhow, it has actually stopped now, thank goodness, but I will be picking up a new pair of glasses next week. Right, so let's start with what I've been up to. So on a Monday I like to work on a mini project, and I've been working on this one. It's called Sweet and Simple Through the Years, and it's by Buttermilk Basin. Now these are either door or drawer hangers. Yeah, this was a subscription. It was facilitated by Sue at Liberty Bell, and each month you received a kit with the pattern and the wool felt to make the project, and the notions, except you don't get the thread. Okay, so this is my door hanger. This is looking a little bit wobbly. I don't know whether I should have done this, but I went and stitched some like gold coloured cord around the edge. I just thought it lifted it a little bit, but we'll see. I don't know whether I'm going to keep it on or not. But yeah, that is my finished door hanger. Now I did make another alteration to this pattern. It was the stitching on the leaves. I've used, I think it's called fly stitch, and this like lovely yellow DMC. So that's it, and it's all backed, and yeah, ready to hang on my drawers. Wooden, of course, Rachel. And there we go. Right, Tuesday is my stitching day and I've got a finish. So here we go. This is the vintage Farmhouse. It's a pattern by Laurie Pengelly. Her website is called Pansy Patch Quilts. I obtained this pattern through the Primitive Quilts and Projects magazine. So this is stitched on a 28 count Cashel linen. This I purchased from Hobbycraft actually. I did run out of the green, that it's called Mossy, and it's by Gentle Arts, and had to send off to 123 Stitch in the States for this because I couldn't get any at the time. I couldn't source any in the UK. You can now, now it's arrived. But this one here as well I ran out of, Red Rocks, so I had some in my stash luckily enough. And then I think it was this one here. This is an actual DMC, so I ran out of this one, Tennessee Clay, but I only had one motif to stitch, so I used DMC, but I don't think you can tell. And I love how the truck, look at the, you know, how this is why I like using overdyes, you know. Sometimes the modelling you can really see, I love it. So yeah, that's my finished cross stitch. So I'm really pleased with this, and I'm going to have a look in my stash of frames from charity shops, see if it'll fit in any of them. If not, I'll be sending off for a frame. So as you know, on a Tuesday I have 3 projects which I rotate each week. So the other project I've been working on is in this bag here, and I found this, I don't know what you call them, like a little dangly thing. So it's got cherries, it's a Laurie Holt one, so I popped it on my project bag. I thought it went well with the theme of the cross stitch, and it's this one. I'm going to keep looking at my notes, by the way. I'm sorry about that. It's called Life is Sweet. This was the pattern, and it was from the Ultimate Cross Stitch, and it's the home one. I accessed this on Readly, and I know Rachel said she was going to stitch this as well. So this is Life is Sweet, and it's designed by Susan Bate, and it's actually for a pocket on an apron. So last time I spoke to you, I'd gotten this far, and now I've gotten this far. So yeah, I feel really pleased with the progress on that. I think I've got the majority done there. I've got just to finish off the pie crust and the wording. So yeah, I love it. But I've been watching a lot of FlossTube lately, and I know a lot of people seasonally stitch, and I've got bitten by the bug now, that's it. So I'm going to pop that project away till next summer, because to me that's a summer project, and I'm going to be working on a new autumn one. So here's a picture. Now this is called Autumn Seasonal Scenes, and the designer is Sandy Gore Evans. So I'm going to show you my new project bag I've made for autumn. So here we go. I love these vintage pumpkins, and I've made a little cabochon as well. So I got this idea, and I'll pop a link into the tutorial, and I think it's Michelle Mama Loves You GB. I'll pop the title in there, but if you go into the description box below, you'll see a link to the tutorial, and you can purchase these off Amazon, and I also purchased a jump ring off there as well. So I'll just open it, and you can see that I've lined it with this lovely mustard coloured gingham. Now these are the flossies for the autumn window. Let me get my board. This, and it's only small, you know. But look at all these threads. Goodness gracious. Oh, got my finger stuck. I had to really do a real deep dive into my stash to get these all kitted up, and I've had to buy a few as well. But I've popped them on these floss drops that I've made, and so we're all ready now to stitch for autumn. Now, like I say, I don't know the size, I can't remember, but I know they're so intricate, aren't they? There's such a lot of colours in there. So the design is so small, I've forgotten what it should come out at on say a 32 count. But what I've done is I've routed this out, and it's by Artist. It's Hobby Lobby, this is. And I think I paid, yes, it's near enough $12. And yeah, there's 29 inches by 36 inches, so quite a lot of fabric there. And it's a 14 count Ada, so I thought I'd use this for the project. So that's that. I have a giveaway. I've made another bag. I did forget to top stitch, so I do apologise about that. But there we go. It is slightly smaller. It's again lined in this lovely mustard coloured gingham, and I've popped a little cabochon on. Yeah. So what I did is I used a random comment picker and I just got it to choose from one of my vlogs. This person won, and it's Ammo from Perfect Pastimes. So well done, Ammo. So if you could message me, I'll pop an email in below, or what you could do is message me through Instagram, and yeah, send me your address and I'll post this out to you if you want it. Okay, so that's my giveaway. Right, anything else for Tuesday? Yes, because I have finished my vintage farmhouse, I've got a new project to start. It's all ready, kitted up. I kitted this up a long time ago. It's going to be living in this project bag. And it's called His Eye is on the Sparrow. So let me show you the pattern. I'll leave it in its bag if you don't mind. It's by Heartstring Samplery. Now, common sense, which never prevails with me, should have told me that this was going to be a big piece. And I didn't think. Now, I know Sherry from Colorado Cross Stitcher has stitched this, and I think she did this 1/1. Now, on here it's saying that it's a 28 count, the model is, and it's 1 thread over 2. But I'm thinking perhaps I might have a go at 1/1. Now, the stitch count on this is 435 by 363, and I just haven't got the wall space for big pieces, unfortunately, so I might have to do this 1/1, but I thought it was lovely. I just thought, you know, stitch a motif a week, and it's, well, it'd have to be more than a week. I wanted a couple of motifs a week and you'd be there. So this is, let me just have a look. This is, it's a cashel linen, it's 28 count doubloon. Love the modelling on this, I really do. So we'll see how we go. I'm hoping. I think I better measure it again. I think I've calculated it for 1/1, and I've got all the call for, which are here. So, and those are just my colours, aren't they? I love deep muted colours. Oh, I like that green there. Which one's that? Bayberry. I always migrate to these sort of colours. So that's that project. Let me just pop it away. Otherwise it gets so messy when you're trying to... There we go. That's that one away and done with. Right, I think... Oh no, I've got... And I've also, because I wanted to work, you know, on seasonal projects, I thought I would do a Halloween stitch. So just have a look at this project bag. Isn't it gorgeous? I love it. So you're probably thinking, what's going on, Mandy doing a Halloween? Because, you know, I don't really celebrate Halloween as such. But, like I say, bitten by the bug. So I've made this lovely project folder. This is some fabric I've had in my stash for a year or two now, I think. And inside I use this bat material. I had all this, it was a fat quarter pack I purchased, and this is the pattern I've been working from. It's called Casting a Spell by Blackbird Designs. Now, isn't that lovely? Now, this is a jewellery box actually, and it's from Hobby Lobby. Now, I haven't gone to America this year, so I thought, well, I can't, they don't ship. So anyway, I've got something similar, and I'm hoping in the next few days to upload a little vlog just on this Halloween stitching and how I'm going to display it. So watch out for that. But yeah. Now, let me show you, I mean, I showed you a bit on that clip. Now, originally I chose this fabric. Again, it's from Hobby Lobby. It's a 25 count Lugana by Artiste. And it's this like ivory colour. It's called, it's pearl colourway. But I thought, why not try and use up your scraps? So from the vintage Farmhouse, I had quite a bit of fabric left over, you know, that 28 Cashel linen. So I've got to cut these up now and make them into pillows, but I love this one. I've swapped the colours a little bit, changed them out. I definitely have for this one. So that's those done. And then on the other scrap of linen, I've done the stars again. Only the two little ones are on the left this time. I've done that one. And then I've done this. Now, this is actually this pattern here. And it's just the crow and the pumpkin with a little star. But I've changed it a bit. I've made it a bit bigger. So I've stitched the words Hocus Pocus. Now, I got this idea from a Halloween magazine, you know, the cross-stitch Halloween magazine on Readly. And I'll pop up the front cover so you can see where I got it from. And I've seen this cross-stitch I'd love to do, but I don't think it'll be this year. And it's called Hocus Pocus. Something about you can't, you know, until I've had a coffee I can't focus or something. So I thought that would be really cool to stitch. So on this pattern you do have the alphabet. So I use that, and I use the little pattern around the edge. So I've stitched Hocus Pocus on, popped a little pattern round, and I've also, from the Hocus Pocus pattern, I've copied these spiders' webs, and I've also popped on a little spider there. I am going to do a little bit more here. Just going to cross stitch these like little designs, like little stars. So yeah. So I'm going to, like I say, hopefully do a little vlog on how I'm going to finish these little pillows and boards. These are not pillows, these are you stitch this to a board, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to style it. So I'm looking forward to working on that, and I think I might do that tomorrow actually. Right, okay, let's get on with what I get up to on a Wednesday, and that's when I like to work with wool. Now, you know, I've got 2 crochet projects. I'm not going to show them because I haven't done much to them, but I have finished my Nurmilintu Shawl, and this is a design by Heidi Allender, and this is a free download from Ravelry, so yeah. And this is the finished shawl. I really like this, I really do. And it's really cozy because I knit these sections double, you know, with double strands of wool. So this is Coastal Colours. I'm afraid I don't know the shade. And this one was some I purchased from Florida a couple of years ago now. And because this was a little bit thicker, that's why I doubled up this lace weight. And then I have got to block it. I am naughty, but it has this lovely picot edge. So I added a couple of sections on just to make it a little bit bigger. But yeah, that's the shawl finished. So I like to have 3 produce on the go, as you know, and let me show you what I've chosen. So, living in this project bag now, because we're in the Halloween spirit, I was going to knit a little jumper for my grandson. Now, I purchased this wool a long time ago. It's a chunky wool by Bergère de France. It's in the Baltic range. And this colourway is called, well, I'd say Jean, but I think it's Jean. It's like a denim blue. Now, I've got 200 grams of this and I've got 200 grams of this. This is also Baltic. And I don't know how to pronounce that. Is it Houl? I'm not sure. French isn't brilliant. But I've got 200 grams of that. So I thought I would knit him a striped jumper. I can knit a jumper because this is acrylic. If it got a little bit of wool in, it'd be a no-go. It'd have to be a cardie. So I thought, what can I knit him? And I thought, well, I'll knit him the flax jumper. So I've knit a flax before. This is a design. It's free and it's from Tin Can Knits. So I've downloaded the app and I've popped all the information in. Now, I needed these Addies 5mm needles and I couldn't find them. I thought, oh, where have I put them? I like these because they're nice and light for me. So, you know, it helps when you've got, you know, the aches and pains, doesn't it, to have light needles. I was written in my project bag for my 5mm and I found this jumper and I'd only got a few more rows to go really, and I thought, I'm not going to put this on a stitch holder, I'm going to finish it off. So here we go. This is my Boreal. It's a design by Kate Davies. You can get this pattern from, I think, from a website, but at least from Ravelry you can. And yeah, the one thing about this is I found the arms a little bit, they seem quite narrow compared to the rest of the jumper, but I have got to graft the stitches together, so that's all what needs doing. So, and that's the back. So yeah, I quite like it. It's lovely, isn't it? Yeah, I'm really pleased. I mean, it does need a good wash and block, it really does. But once it's relaxed, the wool, I think it'll meld better. So I'm pleased with how it's turned out, and I'll just show you the wool I've used. I've got a ball left. It's an Aran weight. It's a Bergère de France or sport weight. It says Aran and sport. And this one is in the Vasso colour range. Yeah. I think it was just Bergère de France sport, that's what it was. And like I say, this is a navy blue and it's Vasso, and the cream colour is the same wool, only in the natural colour range. Right, so that's that. Bit of a shocker, wasn't it? So now I can get on with knitting my flax jumper now these needles are free. Right, now it's WIPGO. So I'll show you the board. So in September and October, numbers 14 and 18 were called. And it related to the same pattern. So this is Chocolate or Coffee by Erica Michael. So I'll just show you, they're all finished now. Just give you a quick reminder, that's the chocolate one. This one says, take time to smell the coffee. That's the other one. This will be going into a strawberry, this one will. It's all stitched on a 32 count opalescent. And then I've been working on this one and I finished it. And I've popped in A there, and that's for my name, Amanda. Again, for October, let me just look what numbers. So in October, 17 and 6 have been called. And that will relate again to chocolate or coffee, and also the Cliffside Beacon, which is a little dimensions kit I was stitching on, and I haven't got far to go on that, so I might have another finish. But yeah, I'm going to use that day, the chocolate and coffee one in October, to finish off the pillows and the strawberries, so see how we go. Right, that's my WIPGO. And I've also been busy this last week making a party dress. So my granddaughter Rosie was 5 and she had a party at the weekend, and she chose the new Disney film Tangled, which depicts the fairy tale of Rapunzel. Oh gosh. How am I going to make a Rapunzel dress? Because when I looked through all the dress, the dress patterns for costumes and things, there wasn't one for Rapunzel. I think Simplicity have manufactured one, but it's only on sale in the States. It's not on sale here yet. So I didn't know what to do. So I thought, right, I'm going to use my trusty old pattern here. And somehow I'm going to use this for my Rapunzel dress. So I'll show you a picture of how it turned out. So I used pattern, I think it's D, if I remember rightly, because it's got this ribbon going across the front. I've made this pattern so many times now, and I thought, because I'm not going to put a corset on a little girl. It's not appropriate anyway, so I used a ribbon, and I sewed the same ribbon to the sleeves to give the impression of that puff sleeve. If we look at a picture of Rapunzel, you'll see the sleeve has got like these different coloured insets in the puff of the sleeve. And then I just used a tulle for the rest of the sleeve. Now I did buy some fabric paints, and I was going to paint the front of the dress, on the voile. I was going to paint the design because I didn't have time to embroider it. But the paint was quite cloggy, it was fabric paint, but it didn't look right. So I just sewed some sparkly ribbon down the, sides of the voile over skirt, and yeah, she loved it. She was really pleased. She had Princess Rapunzel come to her party, and yeah, she was really made up with a dress. So yeah, that took quite a few days to make, because I only do it in, spend a couple of hours here or there making it. Because, spending a whole day hunched over a machine would make me ache. So yeah, that took quite a bit of time up. So yeah, that's finished with now, thank goodness, and everything was reported to be good. Right, I think that's everything now. Yeah, pretty sure. I'm looking round, it's everywhere, projects are everywhere. But yeah. So Amo, if you can please get in contact with me via Instagram or my email, which I'll pop in the description box below. And yeah, happy crafting everyone. So until I see you hopefully next week when I show you my Halloween stitching, bye till then. Bye.